My phone buzzed in my pocket, a faint tremor lost in the cheerful clatter of champagne flutes and the warm murmur of birthday celebrations. It was my dad. We hadn't spoken in weeks. I answered, but he didn't even say hello. There was no breath, just a voice that struck me like a physical blow. "Where are you right now?" he demanded. I blinked, confused, scanning the room. My wife was smiling, cutting the cake. Her mother was clapping with delight. Her brother was laughing at some joke I'd missed. The entire family was here, a picture of perfect happiness. Then a silence so heavy it felt like a void. "Listen to me." His voice came back, sharp and urgent. "Take your daughter. Get out. Now." A cold shock, pure and electric, shot down my spine, freezing me to the core. "Why? What's happening?" I whispered back, my heart hammering. "Just do it. Don't ask questions." That voice, it wasn't really my father's. It was stripped raw, unfiltered, the voice of a man who had witnessed something horrific, something that could never be unseen. My little girl was across the room, blissfully playing with a piece of shiny wrapping paper. I moved on pure instinct. I scooped her up, forced a calm smile for the crowd, and made an excuse about her needing a nap. I didn't wait for a response. I just walked out the front door, into the blinding sunlight, into a silence that was about to shatter my entire world. We sat in the car for what felt like an eternity before I could even form the words to call him back. He just told me to come to his place, his tone offering nothing else. My daughter slept peacefully in her car seat, completely unaware that an invisible fault line had just cracked open beneath our lives. When I arrived, he didn't greet me. He didn't speak. He just handed me a small, cold flash drive. His eyes held that same distant, heavy look I remembered from my mother's funeral, a look that said some truths are too devastating for words. I took it home, my hands steady but my soul trembling. I plugged it in. What I found was a meticulously kept catalog of my own betrayal. Videos, photos, time-stamped dates, unfamiliar hotel rooms, restaurants I'd never seen. There was my wife, and there was her brother. I watched her laugh with a wild, carefree joy she never showed me. I saw her hands touch him in ways that broke me. Her eyes held a fire for him that her lies to me had extinguished. The final video was from just 3 nights ago. My stomach lurched, but I didn't look away. I didn't cry. I forced myself to watch it all. There was the party, the candles, the loving toast she gave to her devoted husband, me. And then the kiss she gave him afterward. Not me. The performance was flawless. I didn't sleep that night. I just lay there, staring at the ceiling, listening to the rhythm of her breathing beside me, wondering if her lips still tasted like him. The next morning, a cold, calculated calm settled over me. I became a detective in my own life. I was methodical, strategic, and utterly emotionless. I pulled phone records, recovered deleted data, accessed GPS logs from our shared cloud account. She had been so arrogantly careless, never thinking to cover her tracks. That's the arrogance of cheaters. They believe their own lies are impenetrable. I compiled everything. A complete timeline, their patterns, the hidden expenses. Then, with hands that refused to shake, I packaged a DNA test for my daughter. I sent it off, not with emotion, but with a thirst for the final, unassailable truth. She noticed my quiet distance and asked if I was okay. "Just tired," I said. She smiled and kissed my cheek. That was the moment I knew I would never let her touch me again. The results arrived 2 weeks later. The paper stated it with clinical finality. She was not mine. Not genetically, not in any way. There was zero match between me and the little girl I had adored and raised for 4 years. The girl who called me daddy. The girl I would have given my life for. I stared at that report for hours, searing its indifferent, scientific language into my mind. I printed a single copy and folded it once, precisely. Then I cooked her favorite meal, lemon rosemary chicken. She came home, laughing, and hugged me from behind as if our world wasn't already ashes. After dinner, I handed her the envelope. She opened it slowly, a smile playing on her lips, expecting a card or a romantic note. Her face collapsed before she even finished the second line. She looked up, her eyes wide with panic, her mouth trying to form words that wouldn't come. "Say it," I said, my voice flat and empty. Only tears answered me. I waited, but no apology came, no explanation, just a silent, guilty paralysis. So I stood up and walked out of the room. She followed, begging, but I didn't look back. 2 days later, I presented her entire family with the evidence. The videos, the photos, the paternity report. I didn't yell. I didn't need to. I simply let them watch as she utterly crumbled before the people who had once adored her. Her mother wept. Her father stood in stunned silence. Her brother, the coward, had already fled the city the day I confronted her. "You all should know the truth," I said, my voice calm. "This is not my family." And then I left. Before she could even try to say my name again, before she could pretend anything could ever be fixed, I filed for custody. Not of the child, but of my own peace. She tried to reach me, pleading messages, desperate calls, long letters. I never read them. I finally understood that forgiveness isn't always noble. Sometimes it's just a lie we tell ourselves to avoid doing what is necessary. So I moved. I changed my number. I severed the tie completely. It's a strange thing, betrayal. At first, it feels like you're drowning. But one day, you realize you're breathing just fine. You just had to stop trying to drag the person who pushed you under back to the surface with you. They chose to sink in the deep end. I chose to walk onto the shore. And I walked away completely dry.